Exactly 1 month, 3 days since the first case of COVID-19 was reported in Kenya, the numbers stand at 234 after 9 more people tested positive in the last 24 hours.
In the last 24 hours, we have conducted 704 tests, out of which 9 persons have tested positive for coronavirus. In that regard, the total number of persons who have tested positive now stands at 234. Fortunately for us, 53 persons have also turned negative and been discharged from hospital. We have lost 11 persons to this disease.
President Uhuru Kenyatta appreciated that the measures taken by the government, such as curfew, the partial lockdown, and social distancing had limited the spread of the virus, but took a swipe at law enforcement officers and members of the public whose actions were undermining such measures.
Any officer who breaches his duty to implement the measures against the pandemic will be met with the harshest of sanction. In the same breath, I also want to condemn in the strongest way possible those of us who can assault or interfere with law enforcement officers doing their job.
The head of state was optimistic that Kenya was headed in the right direction in the war against the virus, but urging Kenyans not to put down their guard as the mass testing exercise, in which Kenya's capacity had grown exponentially, could prove otherwise.
The measures that we took are firm and indeed have been impactful. The nighttime curfew and the banning of travel in and out of the areas that have the most infections are indeed limiting the ability of the disease to be transmitted at a great scale.
To cushion frontline medical officers, President Uhuru Kenyatta has directed formation of a welfare package to cover the frontline healthcare providers.
I am today directing the Ministry of Public Service and the Ministry of Health to develop a welfare package to cushion these frontline officers, especially during this challenging time.
The president further commended Kenyans for their innovativeness, such as the 16 Kenyatta University students who innovated a ventilator. Purity Museo, Channel 1 News.